signs are pointing to something is going to happen, but officially nothing's been announced.
Can you imagine if Disney bought it?
Oh. But this
coming down the aisle, Snow White.
But this is what I'm alluding to, right? So if they keep getting rid of their talent and their shows are crap, and Disney are going to buy this company for a lot of money, you would imagine. We're talking billions, you would say.
Mm.
But they're buying, I guess you're buying the company along with the talent and I guess the fame of their shows. And every time, I guess someone that hasn't watched it for a long time, I'm noticing Facebook every time there's a pay-per-view, it's flooded, especially our private Facebook group, gets flooded with negativity around how bad WWE shows are. So
I think you've got to remember as well, they would have lost a ton of money when COVID was peaked in the US because no live shows, no crowds. 90% of their money is cut. Well, most of their money would come from TV, and the rest of the money would come from ticket sales and merch sales at live shows. So you're thinking, somebody goes to a show with their kids and they think, "Oh, Dad, I want a T-shirt, I want a toy, I want whatever." The WWE are making a killing off all that because they just cart it around to each show and sell it off at huge markup. I remember when they came here in 2003, and I went to the Burswood Dome, which no longer exists, and saw the SmackDown tour, and it was like $50 for a Rey Mysterio shitty print black T-shirt. And but people were lined up for 100 meters to buy it.
Yeah,
so,
wow.
Yeah, that cost them $5 made in Taiwan. And hello to our viewers in Taiwan. I just don't get how they are able to afford huge contracts if they're not bringing in the revenue.
Yeah. So put it this way, simply put, with the money they got from the Saudi Arabia shows, the television deal with Fox, and the new TV deal with USA for Raw and NXT, they're basically, most of their revenue is coming from guaranteed sources. So WWE is not going to see any change until those contracts come up for renewal, and then they start getting negotiated down because things are not looking the same as they have been in the past. Yeah. Until then, they're just going to keep chugging along with their blinders on, doing the same thing they've been doing for the past, 10, 15 years at this point.
I would love to know what Vince is going to do once it does, if it does sell. What would he do with himself?
It'd be hilarious. Whatever it is, it'd be hilarious, and I'm on board.
It definitely sounds like a reality show waiting to happen.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, mate, it'd be great.
At home with Vince.
Yes.
Is he still married to Linda?
Yeah. Of course he is.
They are? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, no, yeah. So,
unless he's got Trish Stratus on the sides.
Yeah. Chris is miming in the gut event, so let's move on. All right, buddy. Let's bring it up, Chris. What do we got first?
What I'll do is I'll bring up the images, Adam, if you want to talk to the images, mate. So this is Unmatched Series 4.
Yeah, so we've got from left to right, Jade Cargill, Cody Rhodes. I don't know if that means we're going to get him in the suit. Hangman Page, MJF, and the two on the end is Corazon de Leon, which is Chris Jericho's Mexican wrestling persona from the mid 90s, before even early 90s, and the grayed out one they've announced is going to be CM Punk. So I think it's going to be a figure of his debut with the T-shirt and the black pants.
That's cool.
We've got Unrivaled Series 8. Now, pretty sure that Orange Cassidy figure's already been made, but let's just see what you say.
Yeah, that one there has been made. The new figure actually has a different T-shirt on completely. The Chris Jericho figure is also pretty decent, but the best friends, we got Chuck Taylor over on the left, and then Trent, or it used to be called Trent Beretta, second from the right, and Chris Statlander. So this set's cool because it has all four of the best friends faction in the one set.
We've got Unmatched Series 3. I think I've gone 4-3, but that's all right.
That's fine. So this is kind of a similar thing. This is the Dark Order set. So from left to right, it's Evil Uno, Anna Jay, Stu Grayson, Brody Lee with the TNT Championship, Johnny Hungy, one of my favorites. And the Darby Allin picture is representing the LJN style Darby Allin figure.
Which looks really good, by the way.
The Brody Lee is going to be very, very popular.
Yeah, the Brody Lee one looks fantastic. And the Darby Allin LJN looks absolutely awesome as well. It's good to see them put him in LJN form because, yeah, he's just a very toyetic dude.
Now we've got Unrivaled Series 9.
Yeah, this is probably the one I'm most excited for because I have my Lucha Underground collection, but it's Eddie Kingston, Brian Cage, Thunder Rosa, Will Hobbs, Ricky Starks, and Christian. For those who don't know, Cage, Hobbs, and Starks were all in a faction for a long time called Team Taz. So another set that's got a big faction sort of included in the set. But Thunder Rosa's figure is going to be fantastic. That's the one I'm most excited for out of that.
Yeah, really cool. Then we've got the AEW exclusive. Is that a ringside exclusive?
No, so this is an AEW shop exclusive, and I really badly want this. If you have a look on the box, it just has Le Champion in the signature style. It's got like a bit of a tinge over the picture on there, and that great Chris Jericho with the photograph on the t-shirt. This just looks awesome. I'm a huge Jericho fan. This is the one I'm probably most excited for out of the whole reveal.
Now, is it limited?
Yeah.
I don't think it's limited. It just says pre-orders coming soon. Actually, what is written on that? But no, it just says Shop AEW exclusive. So
it looks like a sticker on the box that has one of those 1 of 1,000 or 1 of 5,000. So it'd be interesting to see how many are made. No,
the sticker says just Shop AEW exclusive.
Ah, well, that makes it a bit easier then, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But then there's more exclusives here. So these are the Amazon exclusives. There's a whole bunch of 2-packs that are coming out. I mean, we're looking at the Darby Allin and John Moxley one there, which I'm not really a fan of the Moxley head sculpt from these figures, to be honest. But the other 2-packs that are coming out are Hangman and Kenny Omega with the tag team championships, and Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian with the tag team championships. They're all going to be Amazon exclusives, as well as another great Chris Jericho figure.
And finally, we've got the exploding barbed wire death match.
So this is one of the ringside exclusives. Yeah, I don't know why they would want to remind people of the exploding barbed wire death match, but there's going to be some other ringside exclusives as well, like a Britt Baker that's going to be covered in blood, and a real scale ring with an Aubrey Edwards referee figure in it as well. So they're really kind of spreading out all the exclusives, just all over the place. It's going to be very hard to be a completionist for AEW stuff.
I like the barbed wire death match exploding, but it just really does look like what you do when you're a kid and you get red texture and draw all over your figure.
Yeah, they kind of have blood splattered all over their backs as well, and it kind of looks like a massacre has happened. I'm not going to lie, but it looks fantastic, and yeah, that'll be an exclusive 2-pack from Ringside.
Brilliant. They all look great. I'll tell you what, if you're a Jericho fan, there's some cracking figures coming out of the AEW Jazzwares line. Plus, Cody Rhodes. How many figures is that now in the AEW line for Cody?
He's got a few.
Yeah.
He does have quite a few. I think they need to ease off on the Cody figures, but these reveals are great because we're seeing more of the mid card and more of the wider roster that we haven't had figures of yet, and that's what people have been screaming out for. Too many re-releases, la la la. Yeah. Well, now we're getting a whole ton of these new characters. So I think they timed it well by just holding off on that a little bit until they had a bit of momentum.
The other thing they've done really well is they've timed the previews with probably their biggest pay-per-view yet. So anyone like me who's a figure collector and you haven't really dipped into AEW yet, you see the buzz around the pay-per-view, you think, I want to check that out. And then you see the figures, you think, I want to get those too. They've done really well. Is there a possibility that they are going to be the number one wrestling business going around soon?
You know what? If you use the word wrestling, they probably already are.
Yeah.
But as far as being a successful, business, they're never going to catch what WWE has built. I don't think ever. I say WWE is like Coca-Cola. It's, you don't say, give me some cola. You say, give me a Coke. It's not wrestling. Yeah. It's WWE. That's going to be hard to undo. But honestly, they're making all the right moves to, eventually get to that point, to be honest. So you can't really fault AEW for many things that they've done so far. And people have been looking at it with a fine-tooth comb and looking for things to critique. And they've done a great job of, being able to avoid that.
I have to tell you as well, is my prediction here is AEW is all the work. It's already owned by WWE. Just remember this. Remember, I was the first
tinfoil hat.
First one to predict this. That secretly Vince already owns this, and he set it up to be a rival company because he knows that he can make more money this way.
Maybe that's what he's going to do after he sells WWE.
But how good would it be if, in the big scheme of things, well, it probably wouldn't be good once you find out because the whole rivalry is wrecked. But just remember when Shane turned up on WCW, and how good would it be if behind the scenes he's just said to Chris Jericho, "Look, you set this up, we'll bankroll it for you, and you can take whoever you want from us, and we'll just start a rival." Because if you ask anyone, when was peak wrestling? It was the Monday Night War, like that. WCW to WWF, when people were turning up on different shows week to week, people were doing all sorts of crazy stuff, putting the belt in the trash bin like Medusa. That was when you just could not watch. And you were flicking in the ad breaks. Well, the USA was. We were recording it and trying to watch it any way we could. But I don't know. I reckon Vince is a smart guy. Maybe this is all the work.
That's a hell of a theory, man.
It is. It is. If it's true, well done. If it's not, mate.
Well,
so this is where we find out. This is where we find out that Chris was right all along, and we're 10 years from now, we're all like, "What?"
John Lucas Reyes make a T-shirt. Chris was right. Chris was right.
Yeah, with a Vince head. Head.
I'll just make another. You got to be joking me. You're right.
Yeah. So, Adam, how about you stay with us for the rest of community news? You happy to do that?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's keep going, guys. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. Next up on my list, Chris, I've got the Wwe Mattel New Packaging.
So the new Elites, they look really good. I like this packaging. It looks a little bit like they did before.
I do too. I reckon they look fantastic. I love the blue. I love the the black. I love the greys. I reckon it looks really, really good. Really good.
And great to see them releasing some new figures there with Jeff Hardy, Roman Reigns, and Goldberg. 3 people who haven't got enough figures.
That is a great Jeff Hardy figure, though.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's very good. Very good. And still on Mattel, so we've got the Ultimate Edition Series 11, Kane and Undertaker. I saw they were available for pre-order on Ringside Collectibles, but forget Ringside Collectibles. Our mates over at Culture Shock Collectibles have got them. I'm not sure if they're going up and go figure it yet, but at the moment you can pick them up from Culture Shock. Head over to their website and check them out. Also, Bulletproof. There you go. Yeah. We've got Ultimate Edition.
Could I just mention on the topic of that, you guys seem to be a little bit confused about why Kane had a cape.
Yes. Tell us.
Yes. So there's a very obscure photograph from Kane doing a dark match, I think, before he debuted on TV, walking to the ring in Madison Square Garden, I believe, and he has this big red cape on. So it's kind of been a picture that's become like wrestling, like, folklore kind of thing. And yeah, that's why they've gone real deep. It's a real deep cut to give Kane its cape because the only place you can see it is on, Google Images, basically.
Wow. And why do you think they did that? Just because there wasn't enough? There's too many Kanes that they've tried everything else.
Because wrestling fans are idiots, and they knew that people that get it would be like, "Yes, oh, finally! I've always wanted this," even though nobody's wanted a Kane with a cape. I mean, come
on. Okay, where was I? Yeah, so Hogan and Jeff Hardy were up on Amazon just recently, and Warrior, WrestleMania 6 Warrior, and Triple H were up on Amazon as well. We'll go into we'll talk a bit more about those in Merch Perch, but great to see them finally available, especially the Hogan and Jeff Hardy. That was a bit of a mission. Next on my list, Chris, I've got the NECA cartoon. They have announced the upcoming release of Usagi. That'll be a beautiful looking figure. That's just I guess a digital render of what the figure will be. He was one of my favorites as a kid, especially from the Playmates line and in the cartoon. Great looking figure, and I can't wait for that to come out. And the
just interrupting you. Sorry to interrupt you, mate. But
a
late addition to the run sheet, speaking of turtles, did you see these today?
No, what's this one?
These are retro style Playmates Turtles. So the same as the original